Yeah, what's up, folks? Good morning. Is it a good morning? I don't know. The sun is shining. Country's burning down. People getting beat up by the police. Some police are actually joining the folks in protesting, though. It's pretty awesome. I feel guilty being here today, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna do the show. I just want to say a few things. Let me look at my little cheat sheet here. I know it's live. This is live. I'm looking at a cheat sheet. Monday, June 1st, 75 cities had protests yesterday. 4,000 people have been arrested. And let's keep in mind, people, there's a difference between looters and protesters. I mean, maybe some protesters are looters, but there are a lot of fucking people who were going out there just to loot. Look at them. They're white. So, if you have some extra cash kicking around, I know we don't have much extra money these days, but blacklivesmatter.com, you can donate to the cause. I'm sure there's other places you can donate to. All right, and Biking for Bars, Monday, June 15th, Team Drink Strong. We're going to kill it, I hope. We kill it. It's not even a race, so it's just a fun time to raise some money for some people in need. Alrighty then, we're gonna transition over here. I gotta unmute Mike's mic before I go over. Oh, he's not even muted. One of these days, I'm gonna do this show and not fuck it up. Alright, here we go. Mike McHugh, what's happening, man?
Hey, waking up to a really weird world out there.
Yeah. Shit is weird. You know what? I want to make sure that I'm actually streaming everywhere. Did I stream out to all the channels that I'm supposed to stream out to? Oh, I did. I have a checklist, but apparently I'm a little disheveled this morning. What's up, dude?
Not much. Just keeping on. That's about it. You know?
So I tuned into your. So everybody, Mike here is a professor of music. He's a teacher. He teaches the guitar. Teaches well to teach.
So guitar, bass, banjo, ukulele. So those four things. Guitar is my main instrument, though. So
guitar, bass, banjo, huh? I didn't know you played the banjo and the ukulele.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I know this girl. I went to college with, Victoria Vox. She tours the country playing ukulele. She's pretty awesome.
Wow, that's great.
See what she's up to. Maybe we'll get her on the show. I don't know. I know she comes to Massachusetts sometimes. She's like someone who would play at the Spire.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
a songwriter, singer-songwriter.
I don't think she's ever been down here, but we should invite her.
Yeah, when live music can be done in person again, that would be great.
Hey, I'm just thinking, little hopeful thinking, forward thinking here.
Right.
So speaking of live music, what's it like? You play music, out. You teach lessons. There's no music right now.
So I teach private lessons and I direct ensembles for Mockingbird Music, which is in Southeastern. So I teach Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday there. I probably have 20-ish students and 3 ensembles, and I do them all just like this, like we're doing right now, remotely, with all different kinds of platforms: Skype, Zoom, Facebook, Google Meet.
What's the best one?
I would say Zoom is probably the best one that I like.
Your connection's really good right now.
Well, thanks. Unlike Friday when it was not.
That's like the new age compliment. Like, hey, baby, your connection's really good right now.
Yeah, crystal clear. Yeah, I'm actually in my lesson room right now at Mockingbird Music. So this is my.
Are those guitars behind you, or are those the studios?
That's mine, and that's Darren Jacobs' bass that I'm borrowing.
Is that an Ibanez?
The Ibanez is the guitar.
Oh.
And that's a Schecter bass.
Oh, a Schecter. I think my brother has a Schecter. My brother's a bass player. Went to Berkeley, bass player. Actually graduated. Now he works in the cranberry business.
Oh.
But he still plays. He still plays out. He used to play out. Yeah, he's like in a Rush and stuff, and he's like all music bores him unless it's like it's like 13/8 and shit.
Wow, craziness. Yeah, man.
So I was gonna say I watched your ensemble's performance for a little bit on Saturday. It was cool. It was really cool.
Cool.
I was impressed. I was like, wow, it's actually people that can play instruments for real. Like
Yeah, those.
you know.
So there were supposed to be two. I don't know if the second band was on. So the first one was the jazz group that I direct. That's just a 4-piece, including me. But I really kind of just lay back and let them do their thing. And I just comp chords and kind of fill in just to kind of.
I watched that shit and I'm like, man, I suck at the guitar.
I'm sure you suck at the guitar.
Oh my god. Well,
I watch people too. And I think I suck at the guitar too. So
I think that's the best thing is like when you think you suck, maybe you'll try to be a little better.
Right.
Did you know I went to Berkeley in the 90s?
Yeah, I didn't graduate high school until the late.
How old are you?
I just turned 39, but yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm 42.
Oh,
so yeah.
Yeah.
You were a freshman when I was a senior. We could have dated.
Yeah, well, you are my type, so.
I had a beard back then too.
Right.
Was going to say, so yeah, I got to Berkeley and there was still only like 2,500 students in the school back then. And I was a guitar player and I was just like, there's 1,500 guitar players. And I saw them and I was like, well, I suck. I only know Nirvana songs. And
Wait, you're there to learn though,
So. I played in jazz band in high school, but I was like, yeah, I'm going to do music business instead.
Hey.
That worked out. It was good. I had an awesome time. I met a lot of really great people that, it took me years to be confident to play in front of anybody. But,
Right.
now I'm on the internet.
Hey, we're all on the internet these days, man. So, yeah, I guess there's just like teaching on it's kind of been interesting, especially when you're switching back and forth between different platforms. Because some people don't use Zoom or they only use FaceTime. So I have like constantly changing back and forth between FaceTime, Zoom, Skype, and Google Meet. So like every half hour could be like a different app I have to go through on my iPad. And then there's all kinds of just like, you know how it is. We started with me trying to do this on Friday with connection issues and latency and all that stuff. Just like any other thing that you're working with technology, it's just, it's been frustrating more so on my end than anything else, just trying to get what you're trying to teach across to your students when if they have a connection issue with their Wi-Fi or, if I'm teaching from my own place as opposed to using the internet at the studio, delays, and then you're wasting time of, their time and their lesson time trying to get everything like squared away, or even just like, trying to position the camera well enough so that you can get your instrument in the shot as well, so that you can.
Oh yeah, because you're like
show that.
Oh.
Yeah. So all they all sound really, simple fixes, but it's just like it can add up to like 5 minutes of someone's half-hour lesson. It's just kind of adjusting the camera.
Is your camera?
Yep. Yep. And I guess I missed like the playing along with my students because you can't do that here. I mean, I don't know. I've heard that there's some sort of platforms where you can do that, where it adjusts to that. I don't know how good it is. Like zero latency. I don't know anything about it. But
so even if you have like maybe like less than like 2 milliseconds latency, you probably wouldn't actually really feel it. You probably feel a little tiny bit, right? But the internet has an inherent latency.
Yeah.
Like literally, there are buildings, and the closer the building to the New York Stock Exchange, the faster you trade. So there's something to be said about, like all the way down to that micro level, your distance matters, and I'm sure a bunch of other shit, but it's 2020, man. Well, this is insane. How can we still not play on the internet?
Yeah, I don't know.
I remember I worked in the late 90s, the turn of the century, for Cakewalk Music Software, and people were trying to do that back then.
Well, they got to get on that.
But I feel like there was like this one like late 90s, there was like this internet coast to coast jam like between New York City and London, between like Paul McCartney or like I can't remember who the hell it was, but I remember it being
Yeah.
happening. We're gonna have to look that up. But anyways,
Yeah.
blah 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 blah. Technology, it's
Yeah.
still not that great.
It's awesome, but it's also incredibly frustrating. But
So how come you can't just make everybody use Zoom? Be like, hey, you got to use Zoom.
I don't know. I mean, it's just kind of. I think at first when it all went down, it was just kind of we were thinking like, well, this will only be how it's going to be for a couple of weeks or a month, and then I guess maybe that's just my own issue. It's just like, hey, some people are just doing it on their phone too. It's like, all right, here's a FaceTime, and they put it on the counter, and like, well, that's just.
I get it. Yeah,
it's frustrating.
It's so funny because I feel like everybody wants to do a FaceTime phone call now.
Mm.
Do you get everybody FaceTime me? Everybody's calling me up. They're FaceTiming me. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm naked.
Shoot me a text beforehand so I know I'm not like on the toilet or something. It's
I'm in the shower.
So, yeah.
Right. So let's teach. Do you want to teach me something?
I can teach you something if you want.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah.
You just said you wanted to learn some Tom Petty, right? Is that what you said? Or...
Yeah. Some Tom Petty. I tuned my guitar yesterday. Sounds okay.
Yeah, close enough for rock and roll, right? I guess. You should invest in one of these snarks if you ever use these. These are great.
Is that a
Make all my
self-tune?
student. No, it's just a tuner so that it picks up the vibration of the guitar. So when you play it, it tells you what note you're on. So those are key. Really
that's
easy to
sweet.
use.
What's it called?
A snark.
Snark.
Yeah, they've been around for a while. So let's see. Mary Jane's Last Dance is a Tom Petty song we could do.
All right, yeah, cool. I like that. I think they talk about my favorite plant in that song.
Yeah, I thought it was a person's name. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
So the chords to that, I'm assuming you already know these chords. So
Yep.
that's A minor. You can see that one pretty well. And
Gotcha.
then there's a G.
Yep.
And then a D. Yeah, you're out of tune.
All right, hold on a second. I'm sorry. Oh my goodness! It's the humidity. Where's my children? Who did this to my guitar? All right, I'm gonna fix it real quick. This is what you're supposed to do before you get to the lesson. I think you're supposed to turn the guitar before you go. So always tune the guitar.
Yep, step number 1. But you told me you were in tune. So.
Lies. I know everybody tuned in and watched me tune. Kenneth Densmore, I'm here just for the snarky remarks, he says. Do you know Kenneth?
No, I don't.
Oh, Kenneth, what's happening, my friend? All right. It looks like I might be in tune. So we're going A minor?
Yep. G, D, and back to A minor. So the first chord and the last chord are the same. Yep.
Okay, gotcha.
And he has these hammer-ons on these notes. So the A minor chord is a hammer onto the C on the second string.
Yep.
And then it's like... And then the D chord has a hammer on 2 on the first string on the F sharp. Yep.
Well, that's a hard one. Oh, right. Andrew, what's happening?
You could move your thumb a little bit lower to the back of the neck so you arch your fingers a little bit more, so that way you won't get that muted string from your third finger
I gotta sit up straight,
touching
too.
that.
Oh my god, that's hard, dude. Might have fat fingers.
Yeah? Can't tell. So just something to think about. Yeah, a lot of that's just like your thumb placement can like pull your wrist, towards the bottom of the neck, which gets you those strings that get muted. So if your third finger is hitting this, a lot of that has to do with just clearing those strings.
So that's gonna take some adjusting because I always play like this. You know what I'm saying? So like
yeah. Just if you ever find yourself trying to play a chord and you find that some of the notes aren't ringing out clearly, that's one step to take a look at.
I'm gonna work on that technique a little bit over the next rest of my life, apparently.
Good. Well, you got
So
all the time in the world
do you
now, right?
anchor your thumb to the back of the neck there?
I mean, you got to move it for each chord shape to just a little bit, but yeah, it's generally like right in the, just as it curves down, right in the middle of the back of the neck. That's just my
so
hand
like
position there.
for some reason, I guess I probably thought that was comfortable. You know
Yeah,
what
I
I'm saying?
mean, you know, what works for one person isn't just like there's no 100% right or wrong way to do this.
Sure.
I mean,
I can see how that makes the bar chord a lot stronger though, right? Because you get a lot more tension between if you're pushing here and I'm pushing here like a pinch instead of like a.
True.
Oh my gosh, dude, I've been doing this wrong for 20 years. 20 years I've been doing this wrong. How do you hold your pick?
just like everybody else does, you know. I can see
a
that.
friend
This is
of
the
mine-
frustrating
ahead.
thing. There, that's the underside. Some people like
So-
to bring it in closer, but this is just me.
My
I
friend
mean, I'm more of a
Justin.
rhythm guy than anything else, anyways. So
Okay, so it's like a good rhythm technique, right? My friend Justin, who is like a virtuoso, got me to hold my guitar pick like this.
I actually can't see your hand.
Can you see it?
Interesting.
Yeah, so
with
I
the side
hold-
with the side of the pick. Not
Yeah,
even
so
the,
I play with this part of the pick, and it looks like this.
Interesting.
Shit, it's hard to see. There you go. See that?
Yeah, I can see that.
So I get a lot of wrist action. I don't know. But I've played like that for a really long time. So yeah, for me to play like this is really, really bizarro. But I definitely learned that way, you know. Hey, do you Kenneth Desmore wants to know if you know Rob Losair?
I think I know of him just from playing around with the name. I don't know if that I've ever met him.
Okay, I probably merged his last name too.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think I might be Facebook friends with him. I don't know. Maybe.
Oh,
You know how it is. You never know. Yeah.
So do you miss Fun Out?
I do. I've done a few of those Facebook live stream things, like on my own. With I've done a few solo performances, and then I've done the live stream through the studio here for the bands that I direct. It's strange because then I mean, it's kind of like the same thing here. You know, you're talking to somebody, but then like people are commenting on it, and then you gotta like go look at your thing and scroll through it and see what everybody says. So it's interesting.
It's well, because now you're not just performing, but you're like controlling the tech too. Not like you had to make sure your shit worked before, but now you got to make sure your computer works too.
Right. I ended up buying an audio interface just to get like a better sound through it, because I figured I'm going to be doing this for a while before I get back to performing out in the real world again.
Are you streaming from your phone or are you streaming from your iPad?
iPad.
Do you have one of these? Hang on a second.
No.
Do you know what this is?
I have no idea what that is.
Okay, so on this side, it's TRS.
Okay.
And on this side, it is TTRS. Oh, TRRS. So there's two sleeves in this. It's
Okay.
a tip ring sleeve. Because your phone input this little guy, right? And that at the other end. So this little guy needs this. So when you plug a regular tip ring sleeve into your adapter, it doesn't work. But if you plug this, you can get this for $9 on Amazon. Plug this, and then you plug that into your lightning bolt port on your iPad or iPhone, and then this goes into your output on your from your mixer.
Interesting.
So you get a left and a right RCA, or however you want to do it, from your output from your mixer, and then go into tip ring sleeve.
Let's see. So I ended up buying Focusrite. It's called like a iTrack Solo, which is just a audio interface that already has the lightning cable that comes out the back through whatever connection they use that goes right into the iPad, which is great because I don't have a laptop right now, so I do everything that I do is, you know, on my iPad, and I have like a second iPad, and I use my phone for other things too. But That one interface seemed to be the one that I figured I would use more of. And then it has two inputs. There's one XLR and then 1/4 inch. So if I was just for myself, if I was just going to go direct into the interface, I could just go a mic directly into that and the guitar directly into it, and then it goes into the iPad, which it works great for that. But I could also set up the my mixer into the XLR, but it comes out mono as opposed to stereo. So if you were listening on like a stereo system, you'd only hear it in one speaker. But most people who are watching like a Facebook live stream are only watching it on their phone anyways. So
I wonder why that is. I'm going to ask the internet later. Maybe I'll give you an answer. It might be a way to, change that. Sure. Because it's interesting. I've been able to have some friends that, DJ on Instagram. Somehow they're able to DJ and not get booted. But I'm able to come out of my computer or my phone and go into my stereo, and it pretty much sounds like, other than compression, internet compression, what they're playing over there, because they're all going direct from their mixer into their streaming device.
Interesting.
So there's got to be a way to get the, not be mono. Maybe if you care.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. I mean, I think it sounded fine, anyways. And then I've been using it for like recording. This whole thing's gotten me into using GarageBand a lot more than I normally would have, anyways, which is fun. It's easy to use. I used it for the ensembles that I direct too. Since they couldn't rehearse, I had them all play their part to a click track. And then I mixed their part and then sent it back to them so that, instead of them playing along to like, the artist's original recording that they wanted to learn, they're at least playing along to themselves and like the players in the band. So that was interesting to get them all kind of involved in their recording process and then working with GarageBand too. So that was fun. I know there's other software, but I'm like,
that's probably the one everybody has.
Yeah.
It's probably the one it's pretty easiest to use. I would say that it's pretty awesome that, do you usually get to do that with them?
No, I mean, usually those programs, you just go like, like 12 to 16 weeks, and they usually do like an hour rehearsal, like once a week. And then at the end of it, before all this, they got to put on a show with the other ensembles that play. So there'd be like a 5-band performance at the end of like a 16-week session. So they rehearse all these songs, they get them pretty tight, and then they go and perform them in front of a live audience, which obviously this session around we couldn't do because of COVID-19 and all that.
But that's, I think, with all the pitfalls of the technology, we're finding new ways to do stuff. I mean, some of it'll stick around. Hopefully, a bunch of it's going to get better, and then we'll have some semblance of normal life in a year, maybe from now.
Right. But I think it was still. They all said it was like a good experience for them too to do that. It's just like, you got to pivot and shift and figure out something else that's worthwhile for. Is better than not doing anything. It's like still doing music. It's just like a different approach to it at that point.
Sure. And the thing about the live stream, hopefully, I mean, we're all going to get better at it. Everybody's going to get better at it constantly. Right? Humans do that. But you get to have a show where maybe you have some family members or some friends that don't live anywhere near you, but want to see you play, dude. They can like tune into it, so hopefully we're all going to get better at that shit. And then, once we can do it again, like live streaming is going to be a thing. Like we can go to the show or it's going to be live stream. And for me, like I have children, so it's hard for us to get a babysitter and get out, so for us old folk.
Yeah. I mean, I've enjoyed them. I mean, the first couple that I did, it was just awkward. I think I'd never really it had been so long since I had that feeling when I was performing music. I was like, what is this I'm feeling right now? It's so strange.
Am I nervous? I'm nervous right now. I was nervous this morning.
So, and it's like, I mean, I did a few that were just me playing solo, and and then I did one recently with my bandmate Darren Jacobs, and that was at least like you had someone in the room with you that you could at least converse with instead of just playing a song and then being like, hey, hope you liked that. Hope you liked that iPad screen.
He's like, yeah. You're typing back to people like, oh, I can't. I'm terrible at typing. I'm terrible at typing. Somehow I'm still terrible at it. But,
So I've been thinking that, these live streams are great if you're doing them from, whether it be your personal Facebook page or whatever, using Instagram. I've never tried it on that one, or YouTube or anything like that. Like I said, I know nothing about technology. I'm one of those guys that would just plug his guitar into a PA system and just play whatever. But now it's like I have to learn all this new stuff, which is that I knew nothing about. But so when you use your own personal page, you're really just playing to people that just follow you alone. So I've noticed that there are people that are going on to like other forums and going live in those things, like so that you can get tracks like other people to your art that way. So like quarantine karaoke is some page that people go on there and like sing songs. But I've seen people go on there and they're playing their own original music and whatnot, doing the live streams like in like a separate page forum as opposed to just your own page, which I think would be, you kind of have to do more than one thing, you know?
Like, think of this concept though. You could, like I broadcast this show, which is pretty simple. I mean, technically, if you can figure it out, but you could.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to because I don't know.
I would have totally help you, man. You had band A, band B, band C, and they play at venue X, right?
Sure.
What they could do is they could stream. Everybody could stream from the rehearsal space or wherever they're going to stream from, and you could broadcast to each other's channels and the venue's channel at the same time. So then you have your set and you're streaming to your people and the next two bands people and the venues people. And then the second set does the same thing. And then the third set does the same thing. So then you're all crossing each other's, that's kind of a good idea, right?
That's interesting. Yeah.
Maybe we should put a show together.
Sure. I'll just be the musician. I just know how to play guitar, man. I don't know anything about technology. So.
I know a little bit about everything.
But it certainly is.
Dangerously a failure. It's great.
Oh. You're so,
dangerous failure.
So modest.
Yep. So, what are you drinking? Some coffee? What do you got in there?
I just random generic K-cup coffee thing for like a Keurig thing. So delicious.
You got any live streams coming up?
So there'll be one. My Wednesday night ensemble is doing one at Mockingbird on June 13th at 7 p.m. And then I believe on that same night, after they finish, so they'll play like a half an hour, and then my duo partner Darren Jacobs and I will do like another half-hour set to give like an hour of music in there. So that'll be Saturday, June 13th. That'll be on the Mockingbird Music Facebook page.
Cool, that's awesome.
Yeah. Other than that, I don't know. I have never really like planned any of them, and I've just kind of on a whim been like, well, I'm just gonna go play live now. So I don't know. Maybe I should be like promoting it more, but I don't. So,
dude, you know what? I think take it at your own pace, man. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't have to be like I should be doing anything. You know, whatever.
I think it's like 6 in one, half a dozen in the other. I mean, I've played some where I've announced, like, oh, look at me, here I go, I'm going to go live now. Watches, right? And then nobody watches, and then the times that I just like show up randomly, just being like, I'm doing this, I get more viewers that way. But
yeah, right. No, I honestly, I pretty much feel the same way.
More so, I do it so that I, at least like I feel like I'm still performing music. I mean, there's some sort of form of an audience there too, you know. Everybody seems to enjoy it, songs, so
you know.
That's huge too. Up. You try to, yeah. I mean, I forget them anyways, so. But it's been good, yeah. Keeping in practice, keeping it fresh is the most important thing for me when I'm doing it, anyways. So.
Cool, man. Well, you looking for anything the next couple weeks?
Less insanity in America would be a start.
Yeah, be much better.
Yeah.
I'm also looking forward to that. Hopefully we get less insanity and some more, I don't know. That's a deep hole to jump into.
Let's maybe not some other day, you know.
Cool. Well, you've been recording some of your own music?
Here and there. I mean, I haven't tried to write anything in a few months, but I've I've been doing more so recording just like cover songs, and then kind of doing the same thing with a few of my buddies. It's like, hey, let's go and try to play this song, and then we send each other the different parts and kind of mix it together.
That's cool.
Here and there. I mean, I haven't tried to really lay down any tracks for any songs that I wrote on my own, but I should. We should. I know you do a little bit of that.
We should, dude. Yeah, we
Yeah.
should. I have a friend that lives in Somerset, Massachusetts, and he's been sending me drum tracks.
Cool.
He records to a click. I drop him into whatever. I use Ableton, but he uses he's using Logic, which whatever you want to use, I guess it works as long as the tempo is correct.
Right.
And then I've been sending, he sends me some drums. I put some stuff on it, send it back to him. And we have a couple of different things we worked on. But you and I should send some stuff back and forth for sure.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I'm down.
I'll send you some sequences this afternoon, some like rhythm sequence or something.
Cool. I got all the time in the world, man. So other than I teach Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I don't know what day it is after Wednesday until it's Monday again. It's kind of all just one same thing for me.
You're like, oh, yeah. When I don't have the show is on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, so that like marks the weekend for me usually.
Good.
That I have, not to be panicking when I wake up in the morning and be like, oh my god, I got to go on the internet and not mess up.
Right. It was like mid-February. I was thinking, I'm like, man, I really need like a vacation because I've been teaching and then gigging, so like I'd have like maybe like 1 or 2 days off a month. And I've been doing that for a long time, and then this was not the idea that I had when I was thinking I needed some time off.
Yeah, same. I'm in the same position, and I remember texting you in January. I was looking at our text, and I was like, "Hey, how's it going?" You're like, "I'm busy, like crazy busy."
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was like,
getting crushed,
and
then it's just like
crushed in a different way now, for sure.
Yeah.
So
it's insane.
Well, we'll be back though.
Hey, what's that? Yeah, well, I think we'll be back. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Unfortunately for you, I don't know when there's going to be a live performance indoors. I mean, you probably do some outdoor stuff,
Yeah, I'm hoping the outdoor stuff picks up, in the next month or so, July, kind of assuming, depending on how everything goes.
And then I think the live stream stuff will constantly is going to be developed for all of us. We have no choice.
True.
And then. I just can't imagine the next time I would be sweating on somebody in front of a stage, jumping up and down, screaming at a band. I know I look old for that, but I do it every now and
then. You're not that old, man. I'm right behind you. So.
Yeah, you are.
Yes, I am.
When's your birthday?
April 27th. So I just turned 39.
Just turned 30. All right.
Yep.
40 is the new 30.
Is it? I don't know.
I'm at least 10 years behind. Like, I mean, I feel like I'm, 20. I mean, how do I even have children? How do I even take care of children?
I ask myself that same question every day about you. So.
Oh my goodness. Anyways, on that note, let's send something back and forth. I'm gonna send you something later this afternoon.
Sure. Sounds good, cool. Man.
And don't go anywhere. I'm going to just say my outro bit, and I'm going to come back and say goodbye to you. So.
All right. Tight. Sounds good.
Would you like any parting words?
I'm good. I think everybody just be good to each other, man. That's the most important thing.
All right. I love it. I'll be right back, my friend. Oh, yeah. That's it. That's it for the show. Monday, June 1st. Tomorrow is another day. Tomorrow's Tuesday. June 2nd. And I'll have something for you guys. Just like Mike said, be good to each other. And somebody needs help them out. There's a bunch of places you can go and donate some cash if you have extra cash to help people out that need it. And otherwise, I will see you folks tomorrow. Later on.